The political temperature in Nigeria is scalding at the moment with a wave of secessionist movements across the country, stemming from a rapidly degenerating and a political and social conflict between the federal government and the constituent groups. Fueling this separatist movement is the government's sense of impunity, the widespread poverty in the country, the chronic underdevelopment and worsening levels of insecurity, especially the threat posed by the attacks of nomadic Fulani headsmen. Questions are being raised. Is this government unwittingly radicalizing the public against itself? We'd also examine these complex issues and other legal issues associated with Nnamdi Kanu's arrest, trial, and the agitations from the southeast. We have Barrister Malcolm Omehobo. It's a pleasure having you on Sahara TV again, sir.
I'm grateful to be here.
Barrister, Nigeria seems to be in a conundrum at this point in time with regards to the trial of Nnamdi Kanu and other secessionist movements across the country. Questions are being raised as to the fact that is this government, this Buhari-led government, is it unwittingly radicalizing the public against itself? What's your reaction to this?
My reactions is like yours or every other Nigerian citizen, that the government is responsible for what's happening in the country today. You call these people separationists. They are not really separationists. They are agitators. We have not gotten to the level of separationists. When we get to that level, the government will know. And that is the next level. After agitation, it gets to a situation where people will say we must leave, and that's the stage we are about to get to. The government, ordinarily, why would the government fail to listen to people? People agitating, asking for their rights. What rights are they even asking for? Right to life. Right to life. We, as a people, we have been given life, right to life, by God. It's a right that no man can take from you. But we have surrendered it to the state and say, okay, I give you my life, protect me. The state cannot protect the people. And the people we're not even talking about political positions. We're not talking about food now. We are talking about life, for God's sake. The government cannot protect our lives. So people are now saying that, are we second-class citizens? Are we not human beings? Can't you protect our lives even though we cannot feed? So the government has created that position. They want you to discuss, but they know that you will not succeed because of this evil document called the 1999 Constitution. It has made it so glaring that you cannot, from the south, you cannot pass a bill. It's not possible. It will take the camel to pass the eye of the needle than for you to pass any bill that will talk about sitting down and looking at the structure of restructuring this country. It will never happen. These people will never allow it to happen. So the government has failed to listen to the people, and that has led to agitation. I am not blaming Sunday Igboho. I am not blaming Kanu. They have done the right thing in the circumstance. They have come out to defend their people. They might have been doing it. That's the only way possible, because the government is not listening. And let me tell you, we are going to have more Igbohos and we are going to have more Kanu. Yes, I am telling you, we have major 250 ethnic nationalities in Nigeria. I will tell you what, that the federal government, they should be ready for it, because there's going to be agitation even from the north. Even from the north, even from Katsina. In the south here, we just believe that it is, you just have Hausa and Fulani alone in the north. No. We even have more ethnic nationalities in the north than we have in the south. Do you know in the whole West we have just Yoruba? In the whole East we have just Igbos. If you go to Adamawa, from this street to this street, you see different people. They don't speak the same language. They don't have the same culture. The only thing they have in common is that they are living side by side. They are neighbors and they respect themselves. They are not. Some are not Christians. Some are not Muslims. So these people now, they are now becoming aware of what the government is doing, that they want to Fulanize this country. They want to grab the whole land and take everything. Now, how can you explain a situation like this? You arrest agitators, but you refuse to arrest bandits. You arrest agitators, but you refuse to arrest terrorists, people who have shot down a country's aircraft, people who have hosted a flag in Mina, less than 2 hours to your capital. Have you ever heard about that story? It has died down because the government is a terrorist. I repeat, the Nigerian government is a terrorist government. Let us call a spade, and let us not pretend about it. Igbo and Kanu are not supposed to be on trial. It is Buhari that is supposed to be on trial. Buhari is very unpatriotic Nigeria. I'm saying it without, I'm not mising word. Buhari is a very unpatriotic Nigeria. In fact, he should be tried for treason. I'll tell you why. Some time ago, Buhari went to America, sat down there comfortably, discussing with the President of America, telling the President of America that our problem stems from Libya. That people who were fighting in Libya after the war had brought in arms and ammunition, sophisticated arms and ammunition to the Sahel, and have trickled down to Nigeria, and they are the cause of the instability in Nigeria, making it clear that it is not Nigerians that are causing our problems. They are foreigners. He went to London, he repeated this thing. Many other state governors in the north, what's his name now? Danguje, the Bauchi governor, they have said this problem is not being caused by Nigerians. That there are some people, some Fulanis from the other countries coming into Nigeria as a result of the ECOWAS protocol of movement. They've come into Nigeria and they are the ones causing this problem. Now, if these are established facts, would you prefer these foreigners to your own countrymen? Why will you allow these foreigners to be killing your own countrymen, and you refuse your fellow compatriots? You're allowing them to kill them and you're not doing anything. You're allowing them to shut down your educational system. They kidnap children, rape them, sodomize them, ask for ransom. Nobody's been arrested. Nobody's been prosecuted. What do you call that? Is that not being the act of lack of patriotism? Is that not treason? But you now, people who are saying, no, you are not giving us enough job. You are not taking care of this. This is my resources that God gave me. Let me have enough. Let me stay under this. We agree on this, Nigeria, but let's negotiate this thing in line with what our founding fathers have brought us together, the basis. You say no, but yet you allow people to be killing people who are killing your own people, attacking the sovereignty of this country by hosting their flag. You have not tried them. You have not prosecuted them. You have forgiven them. You have sent them abroad for school, to school. You have reintegrated them into the society. So who is supposed to stand trial? Malami is supposed to stand trial. Buhari is supposed to stand. They are the ones that should be prosecuted, not Kanu, not Igboho.
Let's look at the Kanu's trial as an example, so to say. Kanu's well-being in the custody of the Nigerian government has now been a matter of monumental importance. And considering the fallout of the extrajudicial treatment, so to say, from arrest to the possibility of his torture and imprisonment with trial, and has one begins to wonder whether this is going to fuel more grievances, considering the fact that the DSS failed to produce him in court for trial on Monday, and the court had to adjourn the trial to the 24th of October. I mean, what's the legality of that action? Shouldn't the government have produced this witness in court? And shouldn't the courts have taken more concrete stance instead of adjourning the matter? Why is the government failing to produce Nnamdi Kanu in courts? Let's get your view on this matter.
That's to tell you that the government and the people in government see themselves superior to others, that they can do anything to others without any consequence. How, if you as a government can spend money to, I don't use the word extradite, or what do you call it, from outside this country to bring this man here, if you can do that, then why can't you prosecute him? Then what's the essence of bringing him? To punish him? Kanu is innocent until proved guilty. He must be accorded all the respect of an innocent Nigerian citizen who is standing trial. There's no way that, in fact, it is highly irresponsible of the government, highly irresponsible and unacceptable to us, that they will come to court and start telling, that's how they manage this country. Ordinarily, to bring somebody in detention to court, you cannot. Can you manage a country? So there's no excuse, except they are just trying to douse tension, because actually if Kanu had come to court that day, I don't know what would, to have been a different kettle of fish. So maybe the government is trying to study. I'm not making a case for them, but then there are ways they can handle this thing. Bring this man to court. The fact that the courts are going on vacation, yes, I agree, but you have this is a national issue, whether you like it or not, because it concerns one of the most the major ethnic group in Nigeria. You understand? And it's also a very powerful ethnic group in Nigeria. It concerns them, and that is why the government should expeditiously dispense with this case and let justice be done. Let justice prevail. That's it. There's no need to waste time. They should bring this man to court and prosecute him. If they think he has done, they have to prove their case beyond all reasonable doubt.
Now, let me get your view on this, considering the actions of the government itself and the security forces and the drama that ensued on that day. I'm sure you heard about the fact that even the lawyers were earlier prevented from entering the courtroom at that particular day, which is quite weird, given the fact that he needed to have his legal representation, and the fact that some of the lawyers, he has not even been granted access to his lawyers. Now, there are concerns among the Easterners at this point in time, the Southeasterners, that Kanu may have been dead, or something may have happened to him, as a matter of fact, while he's still in the DSS custody, for the failure of the DSS to produce him. Now, the concerns now is that, will this not fuel more grievances of this separationist movement?
Well, like I said earlier on, this is a government that does not respect rule of law. They don't respect rule of law. They don't play the game according to the rules. They don't respect rule of law. So they do everything half-assedly with impunity, that nothing will happen. I'll give you an instance. Look at the government that removed the CJ via a motion party. Nothing happened. But you see, the Southerners never saw it coming. They never saw it coming. They removed your CJ by mere motion party, that the man was corrupt. He did not sign a form. The man did not sign a form. Yes, we know it is wrong. Is he the only one that have not signed the form? Till today, the person that took his office, has he submitted his form? But that is a government with impunity. That is a government that does not respect rule of law. They don't respect rule of law, but they want rule of law to apply to other people because they are above the law. So the refusal to bring Kanu to court, like I said, is unacceptable. It is height of it's height of irresponsibility on their part, and it's bringing more suspicion that something would have happened. But I don't think anything has happened to Kanu. But there's no reason why they should not expedite this action. And as for the people involved, the Southeast, I advise them to be calm, to be law-abiding. Because if they are not calm and law-abiding, if they descend so low with this government is already in the mud. They should not join this government in the mud. Because if they join this government in the mud, the government will rob them, poto poto. So the best thing is for them to be calm. It's not, my advice to my Igbo brothers, it's not about physical strength. This war is a war of wit and intelligence. That is what will happen. It's a battle of wit and it's not a war. It's not a physical stuff. Because if you are ready to battle the government, then you must be ready to battle the government. If you want to talk to the government, you must continue to talk to the government, and we all will see what is happening. That brings me to the issue of self-defense. Now, you see, the government as it is has disarmed Nigerians. They have disarmed Nigerians. And Nigerians have the myth, there's a mythology that Nigerians cannot own gun. It is not true. I'm advising every Nigerian, apply for guns. If the government fails to give you a gun, then there is need, then there will be the basis for civil disobedience. That's what you call civil disobedience. It is high time that Nigerians will have to display their own side of civility by disobeying the government. We can do it because the government is overstretched. What the government does not understand is that if there is a complete breakdown of law and order, the government cannot handle it. How many military men do we have? How many police? If, for instance, there is problem in Kafanchan right now, there's one in Bauchi, there's one in Plateau, there's like that all over scattered, there's confusion, there's breakdown of law. Which government can handle it? No government can handle it. No government can handle it. So the bottom line is that the government should not allow Nigerians to go to the extent of disobeying the state, because the state has lost its legitimacy without knowing. Nigerian state has lost its legitimacy, because very soon people will not respect the state anymore. They will do what pleases them, and there's nothing the state can do.
Now, what in your own opinion should the government be doing at this point in time in order to address Nigerians' legitimate concerns instead of attacking secessionist leaders, looking at it as a means of killing separatist movement?
I don't want to use that word secessionist. When we get to that stage, you will know. Igbo and Nnamdi, they are children now. You see, as far as this issue of agitation, secession, and all that is concerned, okay, what we have now, they're just agitators. When you talk about secessionists, you don't secede with mouth. You secede with arms and ammunition. That's when we get to that bridge, the government will understand. And mind you, right now, Kanu and Igboho, they are polished people. They are polished people that can still talk. The people that will come, there are people that cannot talk, people that they don't even want to, they are animals, they don't even want to listen. Talking about sitting down on the table is not an issue. They want to do what is in their mind. And that is when you now talk about having warlords. That's where we are going to, where we have warlords. You understand? Like in Afghanistan, like you have in Congo, like you have in Cameroon. You have people, warlords, who will take over different parts of Nigeria. And at that point, there will be no talking. So what the government can do to move this country forward is to come clean. Let us go back to the pre-military intervention into Nigerian politics. Where were we as at 1963? How can we improve on this? That is where we should go, so that we can now allow each region. The other day I was in Ibadan. my God, I was marveling. When I looked at the edifice of Cocoa Building, I was looking at it. I said, God, I said, did somebody build this thing in 1960 something? Look at that structure. Some countries don't have that structure. I'm telling you. I moved from there. I went to NTA Ibadan. The first, my brother, believe you me or not, Nigeria had television station before France. Nigeria, that is because there was regionalism. The East, they were doing their own thing. The North, there was competition everywhere, healthy competition. You had the free education in the West. The East, the North, you have the Granite Pyramid. You have the heights and skin in the North. There was competition. Nobody was relying on oil and say, okay, oil must be the main revenue. Everybody was generating their revenue, then paying to the center and developing their regions or their state at their own pace. So we need to go back. There's nobody that will lose if we go back to the drawing board and see that. I believe in one Nigeria. Believe you me, till tomorrow, I believe in one Nigeria where there's equity, fairness, and justice. Where nobody believes that is superior to the other. Where nobody wants to take over another person's property or inheritance by force. That is the Nigeria I'm looking at. I don't know about the Nigeria Buhari is looking at. I don't know about the Nigeria that Malami is looking at. I'm looking at, I don't support any separation, people to separate from the country, because we can prosper more being together. There's no land that is poor in Nigeria. Even Sokoto is richer than Israel. Tell me, what mineral resources does Israel have? What kind of soil does Israel have? Sokoto, or which state is the poorest in this country? Take that state. That state is richer than most countries in Europe. So we need the government needs to come, because there's enough for everybody. They need to come clean and go back to the drawing board. Let us sit down and talk. It's better to judge than to war. We need to sit down and talk and be one great Nigeria. Those who are talking about Biafra and this, it's out of annoyance, because the Yoruba man will gain more in the one Nigeria. The Igbo man will gain more in the one Nigeria. The Fulani man will gain more in the one Nigeria. I have lived side by side with Fulanis before. They are wonderful people. Not the ones that are infiltrating now. They are wonderful people. You have met them in bushes. They give you fura di nunu. You don't even understand them. They don't understand you. You just wave and pass, or you stop. They give you water, or they give you fura di nunu. Don't go around their children. Don't go around their wives. Give them their privacy. That's all. You don't have a problem. They pass you. And that is what it was before. People now are trying to spoil this harmony that we have as a people that God has blessed, that we are failing to manage our diversity. You know? So I believe in a situation where the government can come so that everybody can live happily side by side in harmony, in peace, and will prosper. But whereby the government thinks they can lord it over, nobody, no tribe in Nigeria is superior to the other. Nobody, no tribe can lord it over, or ethnic group can lord it over the others. It's not possible. It will only lead to catastrophe. And that is where we are heading to. If we don't heed, that's where we are heading to, catastrophe.
Barrister Malcolm Omerowo, thank you so much for the insightful perspective.
Thank you very much.